My name is Adrienne Baile. I am originally from Colorado, but now I live in Florida. I'm an IT consultant. I was living what I thought was a great life, having a great boyfriend, a great job, being in school. Even though I was diagnosed with a little bit of mild depression, I kind of pushed that aside. It wasn't until beginning of 2020 when I sold my house and was about to move to South Carolina with my boyfriend when he suddenly broke up with me. That's when I kind of spiraled down into a deeper depression. And I knew that if I didn't find help soon, that I'd be one of those statistics. So this is when I really realized I needed a group of like individuals, ladies that would understand. And that's really when I realized that I had no idea what I wanted in my life. I was actually too afraid to speak majority of the time, but I think once I was able to deal with those pains and emotions and other things that I kept very deep inside and didn't really talk to anybody about, once those were out, it was much easier for me to express myself and to be comfortable and vulnerable with others. I realized I've been going from relationship to relationship that didn't really form any new friendships. So that time I really didn't have many friendships or relationships that weren't from before 10 years ago. I think it actually made me sadder actually going through that time because I realized that I couldn't blame nobody else, but it was actually all me mostly. And I think that's the hardest thing is to take responsibility that it is up to you. And that made me sad because I ignored that part for so long. And I think that's why I also make it challenging. I think I procrastinate when I don't want to face something or have to admit to a responsibility. I am also where I'm at because of myself. I think that the biggest thing I discovered was actually the love that I was needing from like my father being absent and all things growing up, this whole dire need deep inside to be loved. All I needed was the love for myself. And I think once I understood that, I think that was the biggest game changer for myself because now loving other people or being loved is a bonus because at the end of the day, I'm already fulfilled because I love myself. And really honestly, I don't know if I'd still be alive right now, and that's how far I was spiraling. And unless you dealt with depression, it's like you're constantly drowning. And I think that if I didn't get to where I was to be to know that I just had to love myself, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at today, who can be happy with just myself. So my relationships with people currently in my life, they saw another side of me that was vulnerable, that talked about things. And I actually worked on my relationships, especially my friendships that I've had with my best friend since I was like 14. Our relationship just got deeper because I was more open. And so I think that's just deepened our friendships, as well as with my parents, because my mother even told me the other day that she thinks that I'm wiser than she is now. So because of this, I think also I can form new relationships, and especially with women. I had a hard time forming relationships with women. I never thought that I would be friends with the different ladies in the group because we're so different, but now it's like we're best friends, we're like family, the four of us, and we meet weekly. We don't miss a Thursday. I would say that, and then like in my job, more confident. I think that's helped with my anxiety. Definitely my anxiety has decreased, which in this time in COVID, I feel like I'm one of the most functioning people compared to most people that don't know how to live their day every day. So I think everybody's being depressed and higher anxiety and negative. I'm like the opposite. It's more like life tools that I have in strategy, just like you would if you were to go out in the wilds and go hunting, and you need to have food and you need to provide for those things, but you need to have the tools and the skill set to be able to do that, at least the strategy. And I think that just continues practice to become better at that. I think is now how I look towards the future, that I'll always use that tool set and be expanding that tool set and knowing how to use that with any situation that comes across. So now I have more of this confidence that I can face anything because I have that. So I had no idea it would be this helpful. I've had years of therapy and programs and people saying that I'll be better at the end, but I kept on coming back to the same place. And now I feel like I've actually done leaps forward. Never would have thought I would be at this spot. I think people can tell you stuff all day long and tell you about your particular situation, how you should feel, but it's hard for you to really do that unless you can understand and own it for yourself and relate. It's something I can't even explain. You have to experience for yourself. It'd be great if there's moms would teach their kids and talk about something, especially with their daughters earlier in life, because we don't say enough to our daughters, especially about anything. I was able to buy my new house. It was a process, but I've now moved in and, can start anew. I'm in a new role at my job. I'm in a new relationship that I define. So with somebody interesting. So I'm loving the journey.